being independent is a way of thinking, it's a way of life.
Everything on this earth started off independent.
Being an independent artist is not being alone, but having a pretty kind of singular vision.
I think being independent requires being your core belief system.
You think about independence both from a business perspective and also from an artistic, perspective. What does that actually mean to you day to day? Why do you feel independent, and what does that look like?
Everything on this earth started off independent. Everything. Because your ideas of creativity are independent thoughts. I mean, you could think about your favorite car, you could think about your favorite brand. It all started off independent. And I think that's very special, because when you do independent well, then it feels major. It becomes impactful. It becomes disruptive innovation, and it changes the game. But if we just look around to our favorite clothing, our favorite music, our favorite stores that we go to, they all started off independent with a group of people, that community that we talk about, that came together with ideas. And then it grew from there.
I agree with you completely, because it's interesting. For me, I think about being an independent artist as having not being alone, but having a pretty kind of singular vision, and a sense of creative control and a sense of where you want to go, and then having a framework around you of people who have that same belief and who support you kind of on that journey. When I was growing up, a lot of the independent artists that I looked up to, people like, XL, I remember like paying attention to everyone that they were signing, because I was like obsessed with Radiohead. And like, there was this sense of, these artists going through this journey of growth and of moving into different kind of pockets of creativity, but having this framework around them that are always like, okay, if this is what you want to do, then we'll help you get there. That's kind of how I feel about it.
For me, being independent is a way of thinking, it's a way of life, it's a way that you approach your art, and it's an entrepreneurial spirit. And it's also a community, because whether you're an independent artist, independent manager, independent photographer, filmmaker, sometimes I really feel like a lot of them gravitate towards each other, and there's a whole community that can build from that. So that's kind of what independent means to me.
Sinead, do you want to speak a little bit on that as well?
I think being independent requires being your core belief system. Whenever it was me at home alone with the piano, that's where I really got to be myself, until you get to that place, which has taken me so long because of maybe not having that support, because of it being a secret from everyone. Until you get to that point, I think it's really hard to be independent, but I think it would be even harder to be under a huge machine that is telling you who you are. So I think what's so special about it is you get the time, even though it's kind of scary, you get the time to figure out who is that person, because that's all I can project to get heard, because it's not like I've got the machine to get me heard kind of thing. So it's a real journey of learning to like and love yourself, because that is what you project as an artist, I feel.
Being independent does not mean being alone. I stole that from Chance the Rapper. I remember when he picked up his Grammy, he said, being independent does not mean being alone. It's like a badge of honor. What it actually means is resourcefulness. It leads with music.
Absolutely.